This week's edition of Cole's Corner takes a look at some of the best performances in the last week of regular season football action in the state of Texas. Rivals was on hand for a couple of games. We got to see Lovejoy versus Melissa. We saw Willis versus Conroe Oak Ridge, and there's no shortage of talent on either side of the ball in either game. Lovejoy was highlighted by Ohio State commitment Peyton Pierce. Pierce had over 20 tackles, made 2 sacks, even scored a touchdown on the offensive side of the ball. So he left his mark and left his fingerprints all over the game. Pierce had an injury play junior season, but really reminded everybody why he's so highly thought of, why he's one of the better linebacker recruits in the country for the 24 cycle during the district title, performance during the final week of regular season action. Not to be outdone, his teammate, wide receiver, Rivals 250, 2025 class prospect, Dalen McCutcheon was another prospect that stood out for Lovejoy in that game. Beat his man deep for a 54-yard touchdown, had over 100 yards receiving in the outing. Just continues to make big play after big play. He's one of the top prospects at receiver in a loaded class inside the state of Texas for next year. Ohio State's heavily involved. Notre Dame's gotten him on campus. Those are two teams to watch. Florida State's also in the mix a little bit. Nowhere near a commitment, but it looks like a lot of out-of-state programs are heavily in the mix for Dalen McCutcheon. Elsewhere, DJ Lagway put on an absolute show. Lagway's been at he's had been the topic of 5-star discussions for us at Rivals, and for good reason. Lots of arm talent, dynamic behind center, and he put all that on display. As he capped off an undefeated regular season at Willis, their first 10-0 year in school history, won the district championship outright. He accounted for 6 touchdowns, ran 2 through 4. Just a dynamic player going to Florida. Special talent behind center, made some history at Willis, and he did that against a defense featuring, multiple Georgia commits, multiple FBS prospects on that team. Just made it look easy. Now, speaking of Georgia commits, Justin Williams, a 5-star backer on Oak Ridge. If Lagway was the star of the show, Williams was not too far behind. 3 first-half sacks, played sideline to sideline. This looks the part of a 5-star linebacker, both physically and just how he plays on the field. He really stands out. He reads and reacts really well. Like I said, gets signed on the sideline really quickly. Really good athlete. I think we'll play, fairly early in Athens, see the field, see some kind of role for Kirby Smart sooner than later. But I do want to end it with, talking about 2026 athlete, just a sophomore, but Jermaine Bishop stole the show, from my view, just a sophomore, like I said, but plays both sides of the ball, a receiver and DB, and was just flat out dynamic, dominant in the win for Willis. Caught a one-handed grab from DJ Lagway for a touchdown, grabbed 2 interceptions, including a pick 6, forced a fumble near the goal line. This was all over the field. Young prospect on a smaller side, but a lot of upside there. A&M is an early contender. Florida, of course, with the Lagway connection. He's really high on the Gators. But really, talented prospect. Just starting out early in his recruitment. Going to be a national guy before the end of it based on that performance. As a well-rounded athlete that makes plays all over the field. Really exciting prospect that really caught my attention during the final week of regular season action in Texas.